All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Bears Den here at the Union City High School. As tonight we got the Union City Bears and the Cathedral Prep Ramblers. You are watching the Corry Federal Credit Union UC Today Sports Stream, and I'm Cody Rose. I'll be taking you through all of tonight's action. If you missed it earlier, Cathedral Prep swept Union City in the JV action 25-18 in set 1 and 25-21 in set 2. So we are set to begin the varsity game. They're going over the announcements, and we are going to pause for our national anthem. So, that is the national anthem. So now we move on to the starting lineups. Cathedral Prep comes into this game with a 4-4, 2-1 record, while the Union City Bears come in with a 6-3 and 1-2 in the region record. This is a Region 4 match.
And now for the visiting Ramblers, coached by
Here's for Cathedral Prep. Taylor Benaki. Nora Marsh. Awat Mangok. Paige Patsy. Ellen Hutchinson.
Coco Sparrows. Junior number 22, Cameron Resurrection.
Colette Sparrows.
Senior number 9, Mackenzie Moore.
Cameron Resurrection. Mackenzie Moore.
Union City fans and Union City Wild Things, are you ready?
Now for Union City.
Union City Bears, coached by Morgan Kula and assisted by Chris Zielinski. Senior number 20,
Hannah Cole.
Senior number 16,
Brooke Fantassel.
Senior number 4,
Cheyenne
Cheyenne Cummings.
Cummings.
Senior number 18, Macy
Macy Higley.
Higley. Senior number 3, Kennedy
Kennedy
Brenner.
Brenner.
Senior number 2,
Kayla
Kayla Mango.
Manchel.
Senior number 10, Tegan Murdoch.
Tegan Murdoch.
Junior number 22,
Danica
Danica Williamson.
Williamson.
Number 15, Kimmy Zielinski.
Kimmy Zielinski.
Junior number 19, Red Zielinski.
And Olivia Zielinski, also known as Red. So we are set to begin the varsity match. between the Cathedral Prep Lady Ramblers and the Union City Lady Bears. Starting off on the floor for the Bears is Macy Higley, Kimmy Zielinski, Tegan Murdoch, Hannah Cole, Cheyenne Cummings, Candy Brenner, and Brooke Van Tassel. On the floor for the Ramblers, I see is number 2, Colette Sparrows. Number 10, Ellen Hutchinson. I see number 6, Nora Marsh. Their libero, number 9, Mackenzie Moore. Number 30, Awa Mangok. There's one more. I can't see the number. Number 22, Cameron Resurrection. So here's the serve, and we are underway. Cheyenne Cummings there, Kimmy Zielinski, and Macy Higley with the tip. Nice dig from Cheyenne Cummings. There's Kimmy Zielinski, and Hannah Cole will send one over. Nice dig there, and that's going to be a point for Union City. They're up 1-0. That's another point for the Bears, 2-0. Hannah Cole sends one over, point Union City. Actually, I thought it was a point Union City, and it is. 3-0 Bears. Hannah Cole is back to serve. Candy Brenner with the dig. Cheyenne Cummings is there. And Candy Brenner can't get to that one. It's going to be 3-1. Point for the Ramblers. .3 now between Cathedral Prep and Union City. There's Cheyenne Cummings, Kimmy Zielinski, and Brooke Van Tassel will send one over. That one goes out of play, and that's a point for Union City. Union City leads 4-3. Kayla Mangel will check in now for Candy Brenner as Kimmy Zielinski goes back to serve for the Bears. Nice serve from Kimmy. Here's Kayla Mangel. Brooke Van Tassel sends one over. That's too hard. And out of play, UNC takes a 5-3 lead. UNC looks good early on in this one. Kimmy Zielinski back to serve. Nice serve. A nice tip there by Cathedral Prep, putting in a spot nobody was at. Point for the Ramblers as back to serve will be the libero. This is number 9, Mackenzie Moore. Nice serve. Good dig from Cheyenne Cummings, but that goes out of bounds. That's a tough one to get a hold of. And now we are tied at 5. Mackenzie Moore back to serve again for the Ramblers. Kayla Mantle there. And that's tough to get a hold of that one. That one hit the light and came straight down. Those are always tough to get a hold of no matter where you're playing. Mackenzie Moore back to serve. 6-5, Cathedral Prep leads. That one's out, and that's a point for the Bears. It's going to be 6-6. Danica Williamson checks in, and she'll go back to serve for Union City. Ace. Nice job by Danica Williamson. Seven, 6. Union City leads. A nice block by Brooke Fantassel and Kayla Mangel, but that goes out of play, and that's a point for the Ramblers. Danica Williamson there. Kimmy Zielinski and Cheyenne Cummings. Point, Union City. 8-7, UNC leads. Tegan Murdoch checks back in. Brooke Fantassel back to serve, and it's a good one. That's hit way too far and out of play by the Ramblers. 9-7, UNC City. Another nice serve from Brooke Fantassel. There's Brooke with that one. Kimmy Zielinski sets up Tegan Murdoch, and that's still, that's about a foot out. 9-8, Union City leads by 1. Back serving now is Colette Sparrows for the Ramblers. Hannah Cole is there on that one. And that's into the net. 10-8, Union City leads. Point Bears. And Kennedy Brenner will check in for Kayla Mangel and go back to serve. Nice serve there, but nice dig by the Ramblers. Kennedy Brenner going to send a free ball over. And Danica Williamson can't hold that one. That's all the way up into the almost top row of the stands. And that's a point for Cathedral Prep. 10-9. UNC leads by 1. As serving now for the Ramblers will be number 29. This is Taylor Benassi. And Danica Williamson can't get a hold of that one. That's an ace. So we've got a tight one so far here. 10-10. Taylor Benassi with the serve. Kennedy Brenner is there. Nice job by Kimmy Zielinski, the freshman. Playing at a spot where nobody was at, and Union City takes an 11-10 lead. Cheyenne Cummings back to serve now for the Bears. Nice block by Macy Higley there. That's out. Union City leads 12-10. Cheyenne Cummings back to serve again. And that one's into the net service there. 12-11. UNC leads by 1. Kennedy Brenner. Kimmy Zielinski serves up. Macy Higley, Cheyenne Cummings. Kimmy Zielinski sets up Tegan Murdoch with the tip. Nice job by Cathedral Prep. Kimmy Zielinski going to set up Cheyenne Cummings. And that's going to be sent back over by Mackenzie Moore. Kimmy Zielinski's going to set up Macy Higley. Point, Union City. 13-11 Bears. As Brooke Van Tassel will check in for Tegan Murdoch. Hannah Cole with a nice serve. The UNC libero. Nice job by Brooke Van Tassel. Getting the kill there. And it's 14-11 UNC City. And I tell you what, UNC's doing a great job so far staying with a tough Rambler team. Hannah Cole with another nice serve. Kennedy Brenner. Kimmy Zielinski. Brooke Van Tassel. That's blocked. And that's a double hit on Brooke Van Tassel. And it's going to be 14-12. UNC leads by 2. Back serving now for the Ramblers. It's going to be number 6. This is going to be Nora Marsh. Nice serve there. Cheyenne Cummings is on that. Kimmy Zielinski and Brooke Van Tassel's going to head over. Too far and out of play. UNC leads by 1. It's 14-13. We've seen that from both teams so far. And a little too far and out of play. A couple times from Cathedral Prep. That time we saw from Union City. There's a tip. Candy Brenner is there. Kimmy Zielinski and Brooke Van Tassel with the kill. Union City scores. It's 15-13. Kayla Mangel will check in for Candy Brenner and come into the game. As Kimmy Zielinski, the freshman, goes back to serve for the Bears. Nice serve from Kimmy. Free ball sent over by the Ramblers. Nice dig from Cheyenne Cummings. Kimmy Zielinski's going to set up Kayla Mangel. Kayla Mangel's going to send it over. And that's going to be tipped. Macy Higley, Kimmy Zielinski, and Cheyenne Cummings going to send one over. That's going to be sent back by the Ramblers. Kimmy Zielinski's going to set up Macy Higley with the tip. And they're going to push one back. Brooke Van Tassel is there. Kimmy Zielinski and Brooke Van Tassel there again. And that is out of play. And it's 15-14. UNC leads by 1. Mackenzie Moore, the libero for Prep, is back to serve now. And it's a nice serve. There's Kayla Mangel. Kimmy Zielinski's going to set up Macy Higley, who hits it over. That's out of play. And we are now tied here in set 1 at 15 apiece. That's a rotation issue on Union City. Point, Cathedral Prep. Nice serve there. Cheyenne Cummings is on that. Kimmy Zielinski. Brooke Van Tassel. That's going to be blocked. That's pushed into the net. Point Union City. It's going to be 16-16. Danica Williamson will check in for Macy Higley, and we'll go back to serve. Nice serve there from Danica Williamson. That's going to be set up. And nice kill by number 2. Colette Sparrows, 17-16. This is going to be number 22, Cameron Resurrection. Hannah Cole, Kimmy Zielinski, Cheyenne Cummings sends one over. Brooke Van Tassel, out of play. 18-16, Prep leads by 2. We have a timeout. Union City. You are watching the Corry Federal Credit Union UC Today sports stream. Support for Union City volleyball coverage on the UC Today sports stream is provided in part by the Corry Federal Credit Union, your hometown credit union, wishing the Bears the best of luck this season. The Corry Federal Credit Union has been serving the community since 1958. They offer a wide range of financial services for you or your business. The Corry Federal Credit Union is located at 728 Worth Street in Corry, 56 North Main Street, Union City, 315 Main Street in Spartansburg, and online at corryfcu.org. The UC Today Sports thanks the Corry Federal Credit Union, your hometown credit union, for their support of Union City Bears volleyball play-by-play. CFCU is a not-for-profit organization. So back out of the timeout, Cathedral Prep leads 18-16, and Cameron Resurrection is back to serve again for Cathedral Prep. Danica Williamson is there. Kimmy Zelensky, Brooke Fantessa with the tip. Nice dig from Cathedral Prep, and that's going to be sent over. Nice kill by number 2, Colasperos, and that's going to be another point for the Ramblers, who lead 19-16. Resurrection back to serve again. And that might have been out. Danica Williamson couldn't stop from touching that. And it's going to be 20-16 Ramblers. Danica Williamson can't get a hold of that one. And that's going to be a point for the Ramblers. It's going to be 21-16. Resurrection hits that one too far and out of play. That's a service there. 21-17. UNC trails by 4. Brooke Fantessa with the serve. It's a good one. Good job by UNC City there, but that's going to be 2 hits on Union City. Point for the Ramblers, 22-17. Sparrows is back to serve. As UNC thought that was going to go out. Point for Prep. 23-17. 2 points away from a set win. Service error. Point Union City. 23-18. Candy Brenner will check in for Kayla Mangel. And go back to serve. Another good serve. Kimmy Zelensky going to set Cheyenne Cummings up. Nice spot. Point Union City, 23-19. Candy Brenner back to serve again for Union City. Another good serve. That's going to be blocked, and that's another point for the Bears. 23-20. UNC trails by 3. Candy Brenner with another serve. That's out. And UNC now all of a sudden trails by 2. It's 23-21. Timeout, Cathedral Prep. Support for UNC Bears volleyball coverage comes from King Service Center. King Service Center is located at 25167 Weeb Road. They offer tires, oil changes, state safety inspection, and more. Phone number 814-694-3472. So, Candy Brenner will serve again. UNC trails by 2, 23-21. Candy with the serve, and it's another good one. Olivia Zelensky, Kimmy Zelensky. Nice job by Cheyenne Cummings for the kill. And now UNC trails by 1. It's 23-22. 5 straight points for the Bears, working their way back. And that's just out from Candy Brenner. About a foot out, 24-22, and we have reached set point for the Ramblers. Tegan Murdoch sends one over. Free ball sent over by the Ramblers. There's Cheyenne Cummings, Kimmy Zelensky, and Cheyenne Cummings again. That goes out, though, and that's going to be a point for Cathedral Prep. Cathedral Prep will take a close set 1, 25-22, and we head to set number 2. So again, you are watching the Corry Federal Credit Union UC Today Sports Stream. I'm Cody Rose taking you through the action here tonight between the Cathedral Prep Lady Ramblers and the UNC Lady Bears here in the Region 4 game. UNC lost at Corry on Tuesday in a 3-set sweep, while Cathedral Prep won at Iroquois on Tuesday in a 3-set sweep. For UNC City Volleyball, their next game will be on Tuesday at Iroquois in another region game. Their next home game here in the Bears Den, and that'll be our next volleyball broadcast, will be Tuesday, October 7th here at the Bears Den, and they'll take on Fairview. Tomorrow night, UNC City football in action. Travis Mitchum will be joining me on the call for UNC City football, as tomorrow night it's homecoming and wall of achievement game as the Bears take on the Eisenhower Knights. So tune in for that. We should be live just before 7 o'clock, maybe around 10 to 7. And we will go live as UNC celebrates homecoming and wall of achievement game tomorrow night versus Eisenhower. Myself and Travis Mitchum will be on the call for that. It's the first of 3 straight home games for the Bears. Then they'll follow that up Friday, October 3rd against Mercier's Prep. And then Saturday, October 11th, they'll take on Montauk. But tune in tomorrow night for the homecoming game, as we will have it live on the Corry Federal Credit Union UC Today Sports Stream. Myself and Travis Mitchum on the call against the Eisenhower Knights. So we begin set 2 after Cathedral Prep took a close set 1, 25-22. Hannah Cole back to serve for the Bears. UNC libero. Out. And that's a point for Union City. 1-0. UNC starts set 2 with a 1-0 lead. And Cole back to serve again. That's hit over. Candy Brenner is there. Kimmy Zelensky and Hannah Cole with the serve. That's going to be blocked. That's going to be hit over. Danica Williamson. Kimmy Zelensky got set. Brooke Fantastic with the tip. Nice spot. And UNC City with the point. 4 hits on the Ramblers. 2-0 Union City. Hannah Cole back to serve again for the Bears. UNC with a 2-0 lead. Candy Brenner's there. Kimmy Zelensky sets it up for Hannah Cole. Good job by the Ramblers there. Brooke Van Tassel, Kimmy Zielinski, Brooke Van Tassel again. That's pushed over. Candy Brenner is there. Kimmy Zielinski and Hannah Cole will send one over. Mackenzie Moore is there for the Ramblers. That's going to be sent over. Candy Brenner can't get to that one. And it's going to be 2-1. Union City leads early in set 2. So back to serve will be number 10, Ellen Hutchinson. Kimmy Zielinski going to set up Cheyenne Cummings. That goes into the net, and now we are tied at 2 here in set 2. Again, if you're just joining us, set 1 was taken by the Ramblers in a very close set, 25-22. Danica Williamson is there to Kimmy Zielinski. She sets up Brooke Van Tassel. That's going to be sent back over. Candy Brenner is on that one. Kimmy Zielinski and Cheyenne Cummings will send one over. Mackenzie Moore is there. And that's going to be tipped over. Nice dig from Danica Williamson. Cheyenne Cummings is going to send one. Candy Brenner. Kimmy Zielinski. Brooke Van Tassel with the tip. Mackenzie Moore again there. Again. Hannah Cole. That goes out of play, and that's a point for the Ramblers. They lead 3-2. Ellen Hutchinson back to serve. Candy Brenner there. Kimmy Zielinski and Cheyenne Cummings. That's going to be sent over by the Ramblers. Kimmy Zielinski going to set Brooke Van Tassel, and the Ramblers are going to send one back over, and Candy Brenner can't get to that. That's going to be 4-2 Ramblers. Hutchinson back to serve again. There's Danica Williamson. Kimmy Zielinski going to set Cheyenne Cummings up, and Brooke Van Tassel. Nice job getting to that one by the Ramblers. That's going to be tipped over. Nice save by Danica Williamson. Cheyenne Cummings sends a free ball over. It's going to be sent back over. Cheyenne Cummings is there. Kimmy Zielinski sets up Cheyenne, and Cheyenne will send one over again. Tip by Cheyenne Cummings. Perfect spot, and Union City scores. It's now 4-3. Bears trail by 1. As that brings up the freshman, Kimmy Zielinski, who will serve for Union City. Nice serve there from Kimmy. Danica Williamson there, Kimmy Zielinski, and Cheyenne Cummings into the net, 5-3. Back to serve now is number 6. This is Nora Marsh, and that's a service error. That's into the net. 5-4, Union City trails by 1. Cheyenne Cummings will serve now for Union City. Union City down by 1. It's 5-4. Back-to-back service errors, one for Prep, one from Union City, and it's 6-4 Cathedral Prep. This is going to be Mackenzie Moore back to serve, the Cathedral Prep libero. As she's going to serve, and that's going to be to Cheyenne Cummings, Brooke Van Tassel, and Kayla Mangel. Good hustle there by the Bears. Nice block from Brooke Van Tassel. Point Union City. It is now 6-5. Bears trail by 1. Brooke Van Tassel will go back and serve. What a kill by number 2, Colette Sparrows. And it's now 7-5 Prep. Now bring up Cameron Resurrection for the Ramblers. Hannah Cole. Kimmy Zielinski against Macy Higley. Macy Higley sends one over, and that's going to be a kill for Union City. 7-6, UNC trails by 1 as Candy Brenner checks in for Kayla Mangel and will go back and serve. That's just out. Point, Cathedral Prep. 8-6, Ramblers. This will be Sparrows back to serve for the Ramblers again. Number 2. Cheyenne Cummings is there. Kimmy Zielinski. And Cheyenne Cummings sends one into the net. 9-6. So Sparrows goes back to serve again. Cheyenne Cummings. Into the ceiling. Comes down, then point Ramblers. 10-6. UNC has to be careful here that this doesn't get away from them. Cheyenne Cummings there. Kimmy Zielinski sets it up, and Hannah Cole will send the free ball lower. Nice tip there by the Ramblers, number 10, Ellen Hutchinson, and that's a point for Cathedral Prep. It's 11-6. We have a timeout, Union City. So back out of the timeout, Cathedral Prep leads here in set 2, 11-6. Sparrows again with a serve. Hannah Cole is there. That is one thing that drives me nuts, is when they just will watch it drop. Cheyenne Cummings. Nice dig, though, from Cathedral Prep. Hutchinson sends one over. Hannah Cole. And Cheyenne Cummings hits it too hard and out of play. 13-6 Cathedral Prep. Hutchinson sends one over. Macy Higley sets up Candy Brenner, who sends one over. Cheyenne Cummings is there. Kimmy Zielinski. And Cheyenne Cummings going to hit one over. Hannah Cole. Kimmy Zielinski. Cheyenne Cummings into the net. Another point for Cathedral Prep, and this one's starting to get away from Union City. 14-6. Sparrows there. Cheyenne Cummings, Kimmy Zielinski, and Tegan Murdoch. Nice dig, though, from Prep. Candy Brenner. And that's going to be sent over by Kimmy Zielinski. Cheyenne Cummings. Nice dig from Candy Brenner. And Cheyenne Cummings can't get to that one. 15-6. Cathedral Prep leads. Sparrows back to serve. 15-6. Cathedral Prep leads here in set number 2. Candy Brenner there. Kimmy Zielinski going to set up. Tegan Murdoch, and nice dig there from the Ramblers. That's going to be sent over. Candy Brenner, Kimmy Zielinski, and Macy Higley sends one over. Another nice dig by Cathedral Prep. That was Sparrows. That's not going to make it over, and that's going to be a point for Union City, 15-7. As Danica Williamson will check in for Macy Higley. Danica Williamson will go back and serve for the Bears now. And there's the serve. Free ball sent over. Danica Williamson, Kimmy Zielinski going to set Tegan Murdoch, and that's going to be point Bears. And that makes it 15-8. Danica Williamson goes back to serve as UNC tries to climb back into this one. Danica Williamson with the serve. That's going to be tipped over, and that's going to be a point for the Ramblers. It's going to be 16-8. Back serving now is going to be number 29, Taylor Benassi. That's a service error into the net. 16-9, UNC trails. Here in set 2. Hannah Cole goes back and serves for the Bears. It's a good serve. Danica Williamson, Kimmy Zielinski, Hannah Cole. Point Union City 16-10. Hannah Cole. There, that's an ace. 16-11 as UNC tries to climb back into this one. They trail by 5. Hannah Cole back to serve again. That one's just out. And that's a point for the Ramblers. 17-11. Ellen Hutchinson back to serve for Cathedral Prep. Danica Williamson is there. Kimmy Zielinski and Brooke Van Tassel hits one over. Nice dig from Hutchinson. And that's going to be tipped over. Brooke Van Tassel is there. And Cheyenne Cummings. Point Cathedral Prep 18-11. Hutchinson will serve again for the Ramblers. Kennedy Brenner, Kimmy Zielinski, Cheyenne Cummings. Hannah Cole with a nice dig. Cheyenne Cummings going to get that over. Nice job. Danica Williamson sends it over. Candy Brenner, Kimmy Zielinski got set. Brooke Van Tassel with the tip. That's in. 19-11, Cathedral Prep leads here in set 2. And back serving now will be Nora Marsh. Candy Brenner there. Hannah Cole. Brooke Van Tassel. Nice dig from Danica Williamson. Hits the roof, comes straight down, and 20-11 Prep. So March will go back and serve again. But first, we have a timeout, Union City. Nora Marsh back to serve for the Ramblers. Rotation there on Prep, point Union City. We've seen that from both teams tonight. Kimmy Zielinski back to serve as UNC trails 20-12 here in set 2. Officials checking something over at the table. Explain the issue to the Cathedral Prep coach. As they go back at the table. So we're in the delay here as they try and figure everything out. It was a rotation issue on Cathedral Prep. Point went to the Bears. They're still discussing this. And they finally got everything sorted out. Kimmy Zielinski will go back and serve. UNC trails 17-12 here in set 2. Kimmy Zielinski will serve. Good serve there. That one's sent over. Hannah Cole. Kimmy Zielinski. Cheyenne Cummings sets one over. Free ball sent over. Brooke Van Tassel, Kimmy Zielinski, Brooke Van Tassel, that goes out, and that's a point for the Ramblers. 18-12, Ramblers lead here in set 2. Nora Marsh back to serve. Now a rotation issue on Union City. Boy, this is quite a sequence of events here. 19-12 Prep. Another rotation issue on Union City. Night 20-12 Prep. UNC got right that time. Kimmy Zelensky will send one over. And point Bears. 20-13, UNC trails by 7. So Cheyenne Cummings will head to the service line and go back to serve. Nice kill from number 2, Colette Sparrows. And it's 21-13, Ramblers. Hannah Cole. Nice block from number 29, Taylor Benassi of the Ramblers. And that's a point for Prep of 22-13 in set 2. Back serving now is number 9. This is Mackenzie Moore. Cheyenne Cummings, Kimmy Zielinski, and Macy Higley into the net. 23-13. Mackenzie Moore back to serve again. Cheyenne Cummings. Another point for the Ramblers. 24-13. We've reached set point. I almost said match point, but set point. 24-13. We're in set 2. Cathedral Prep leads. Hannah Cole is there. Kimmy Zielinski. Macy Higley sends one over. Brooke Van Tassel. Macy Higley sets it up. Kimmy Zielinski will send one over. That's hit too far and out of play. 24-14. UNC trails here in set 2. Back serving now for the Bears is Brooke Van Tassel. And that's going to end it there by Sparrows. 25-14, Cathedral Prep takes set 2. Support for Union City volleyball coverage on the UC Today sports stream is provided in part by the Corry Federal Credit Union, your hometown credit union, wishing the Bears the best of luck this season. The Corry Federal Credit Union has been serving the community since 1958. They offer a wide range of financial services for you or your business. The Corry Federal Credit Union is located at 728 Worth Street in Corry, 56 North Main Street, Union City, 315 Main Street in Spartansburg, and online at corryfcu.org. The UC Today Sports thanks to Corry Federal Credit Union, your hometown credit union, for their support of UNC Bears volleyball play-by-play. CFCU is a not-for-profit organization. So, this is the Corry Federal Credit Union UC Today sports stream. I'm Cody Rose taking you through all the action here tonight between the Cathedral Prep Ramblers and the Union City Bears. Girls volleyball action here in the Region 4 game. Again, join us tomorrow night for varsity football action as the Union City Bears host the Eisenhower Knights. It will be Union City's homecoming game and the Wall of Achievement game for the Bears. You can watch it live on the Corry Federal Credit Union UC Today sports stream here on Facebook. Tomorrow night, we will go live for pregame at probably around 10 to 7, just prior to kickoff. And Travis Mitchum will be joining myself for the call of the game. So tune in tomorrow night for varsity football action between Union City and Eisenhower for the homecoming and Wall of Achievement game for the Union City Bears. So Union City has some work to do now, down 2-0. They have to win 3 straight sets if they want to come away with the victory in this match. Cathedral Prep took set 1, 25-22 in a very close set, but then Cathedral Prep rolled away with set number 2, 25-14, as we now head to set number 3. So Cathedral Prep will start off with the serve here. It's Ellen Hutchinson with the serve for Cathedral Prep. Danica Williamson is there. Point Union City. They start off with a 1-0 lead as they have during the first 2 sets. Union City leads 1-0 to start off set 3. Hannah Cole will go back and serve for the Bears. Nice block from Brooke Van Tassel. Brooke Van Tassel again there, and that's a point for Union City. They're up 2-0. Good start to the set for the Bears. See if they can keep it up as Hannah Cole goes back to serve. That's going to be a point for the Ramblers. 2-1. Union City leads here in set 3. And a must-win set for the Bears as they lost the first 2 sets to Cathedral Prep. Elizabeth Hutchinson there with a serve into the net, and that's 3-1 Union City. Kimmy Zielinski back to serve now for the Bears as Kayla Mangel checks in. Danica Williamson there. Kimmy Zielinski and Cheyenne Cummings will send one over. Hutchinson. That's over to the UNC bench. 3-2. UNC leads here in set 3. Mackenzie Moore back to serve. Brooke Van Tassel hits one over. Nice block from Brooke Van Tassel, and that's a point for Union City, 4-2. Cheyenne Cummings with the serve into the net, service error for the 3. As the teams trade points. Cheyenne Cummings, Kimmy Zielinski, Brooke Van Tassel will send one over. Brooke Fantassel with the block, but that goes out of bounds. And it's now 4-4 here in set 3. Resurrection serving for the Ramblers. And that's an ace. 5-4, Ramblers take the lead. As Cheyenne Cummings couldn't come away with that one. Cheyenne Cummings hits one over with her fist. Brooke Fantassel there. Cheyenne Cummings too hard and out of play. It's 6-4 Ramblers. And again, UNC has to be careful here that they don't let this one get away. Cameron Resurrection back to serve for the Ramblers. She is a junior. Kayla Mangel, that's in. Way to have the white line, 6-5, UNC trails by 1. Checking in for Hannah Cole is Tegan Murdoch as Brooke Fantassel will go back and serve. And that one's short, ace. As Cathedral Prep watches that one hit the floor, 6-6. Calesperos with the kill there for the Ramblers, and it's now 7-6. Prep. Sparrows back to serve for the Ramblers. Cheyenne Cummings, Kimmy Zielinski, Macy Higley sends one over. Kimmy Zielinski is there. Hannah Cole sets it up. Macy Higley. That's a kill. Point Union City. It's now 7-7. Kennedy Brenner was with the serve there. Cheyenne Cummings. Macy Higley's going to set it up. And Kimmy Zielinski going to send the free ball over. Nice block from Macy Higley. Point Union. Or I'm sorry. Yeah, it was either Macy Higley or Tegan Murdoch. They were both around that area. 8-7 UNC leads here in set 3 in a must-win set. That comes down and hits the floor. 9-7 Union City as Kennedy Brenner will continue to serve. That one goes out of play. 9-8 Union City leads here in set 3, and then the must-win set as Prep took sets 1 and 2, 25-22 and 25-14. Macy Higley pushes one over. That's going to be a point for the Ramblers. That was a kill by number 15, Elizabeth Hutchinson, Is number 29, Taylor Benassi goes back and serves. That's going to be a service there. 10-9, UNC takes the lead. Danica Williamson will check in for Macy Higley and go back and serve. Nice serve there by Danica, and good job by Prep getting to that one. That goes up into the stands as that's a point for Union City. It's 11-9. Danica Williamson back to serve again for Union City. Nice serve. Point Cathedral Prep 11-10 as Ellen Hutchinson goes back and serves. Danica Williamson is there. Kimmy Zielinski. Tegan Murdoch will send one over. Hutchinson there to get that one. Elizabeth Hutchinson there. Kimmy Zielinski with a tip. That one's hit by Mackenzie Moore. Tegan Murdoch sends it, and that's a point for Union City. It's now 12-10. Brooke Fantasil will check in for Tegan Murdoch, and Hannah Cole will go back and serve Union City's libero. Nice serve from Hannah Cole there. Mackenzie Moore going to send it over. Danica Williamson sets up, and Cheyenne Cummings can't get to that one. 12-11. Union City leads by 1 here in set 3. This is going to be Elizabeth Hutchinson back to serve for the Ramblers. Cheyenne Cummings is there. And Hannah Cole. What a kill by number 2, Cole Esperos. 12-12. Brooke Fantasil. Nice dig from Hutchinson. Cheyenne Cummings. Brooke Fantasil with a kill. Union City scores 13-12. The assist from Kimmy Zielinski. Kayla Mangel will check in for Kennedy Brenner, and Kimmy Zielinski will go back and serve. Freshman. Nice serve there. Point Sparrows. 13-13. This is just going to be Mackenzie Moore back to serve. Kayla Mangel is there. Kimmy Zielinski. Brooke Fantasil going to send one over. Blocked by Brooke Fantasil. 14-13, Union City leads. Macy Higley will check in for Danica Williamson, while Cheyenne Cummings will go back and serve for the Ramblers. For the Ramblers, for Union City. Then one went out by Cheyenne in 14-14. Cameron Resurrection back to serve for Cathedral Prep. That's a service there. Point Union City 15-14 as these two teams trade points back and forth. Brooke Fantasil back to serve for Union City. Nice serve there, and that's an ace. Point Union City. Brooke Fantasil back to serve, and the Bears lead 16-14. Tipped over. Kimmy Zielinski, Brooke Fantasil, Macy Higley. That's going to be blocked. Nice job by Union City, though. Blocked by Kayla Mangel. Cheyenne Cummings going to send the free ball over. Brooke Fantasil there. Tegan Murdoch. Cheyenne Cummings sends one over. As we have quite the volley here. Brooke Fantasil, Kimmy Zielinski, Kayla Mangel will send one. Point Union City, 17-14, as that's 2 hits on the Ramblers. Brooke Fantasil will go back and serve for the Bears. Nice serve there from Brooke. And Cheyenne Cummings can't get a hold of that one. That's going to be a point. Cathedral Prep, 17-15. Back serving now will be Colette Sparrows for the Ramblers. Cheyenne Cummings is there. Tip from Kimmy Zielinski. We have a point for Cathedral Prep. 17-16. UNC leads by 1 in the must-win set. Spiros with the serve. Hannah Cole. Kimmy Zelensky going to set up Macy Higley, who sends one over and gets the kill. 18-16 Union City. As Candy Brenner will check in for Kayla Mangel and will go back and serve. Nice serve from Candy Brenner. Hannah Cole, Kimmy Zelensky. Cheyenne Cummings sends one over. Nice dig from Cheyenne Cummings. Candy Brenner will send a free ball over. That one's out. Point Union City. (19-16) Union City leads here in set 3. Candy Brenner sends one over. Cheyenne Cummings is there. Kimmy Zelensky and Macy Higley. Macy Higley again. That one goes out. 19-17. We have a close one here in set 3. Taylor Benassi back to serve for the Ramblers. Hannah Cole, Kimmy Zelensky, Macy Higley. That's going to be pushed over by the Ramblers. Kimmy Zelensky. Tegan Murdoch sends one over. Hit too far and out of play. 20-17 Union City leads. Danica Williamson checks in for Macy Higley and goes back and serves. Kimmy Zelensky will send the free ball over. And that's a point for the Ramblers by Sparrows. 20-18. Union City leads by 2. Candy Brenner, Kimmy Zelensky. That's pushed over by Tegan Murdoch and gets the kill. 21-18 Union City leads. That one's a service error. Hannah Cole hits one into the net, and it's now 21-19. As back going to serve for Prep will be Elizabeth Hutchinson. Hannah Cole, Kimmy Zelensky. Brooke Van Tassel will send one over. Danica Williamson can't get to that one, and it's now 21-20 here in set 3. Hutchinson with the serve. Danica Williamson, Kimmy Zelensky, Brooke Van Tassel. Point Union City, 22-20. Kayla Mangel will check in for Candy Brenner as Kimmy Zelensky goes back and serves. Danica Williamson, Brooke Van Tassel will send the free ball. That's going to be blocked. Kimmy Zelensky is there. Hannah Cole and Cheyenne Cummings with the free ball. Cheyenne Cummings again. Nice dig. Danica Williamson, Kayla Mangel, and Brooke Van Tassel will send one over. Kimmy Zelensky, Hannah Cole, Cheyenne Cummings. Nice dig. Wow. As Awit Mangok gets the point for the Ramblers. 22-21, UNC leads here in a close set 3. UNC must win this one to stay alive. Mackenzie Moore with the serve. There's Danica Williamson. Kimmy Zielinski. And Cheyenne Cummings gets the kill for the Bears. 23-21, Union City leads. UNC 2 points away from a set 3 victory as Cheyenne Cummings will go back to serve and Macy Higley comes in. We have a timeout, Cathedral Prep. You are watching the Corry Federal Credit Union UC Today sports stream. Back out of the timeout, UNC leads 23-21 here in set 3. Cheyenne Cummings goes back and serves for Union City. And that's a kill by Sparrows. 23-22. Cameron Resurrection back to serve for the Ramblers. Hannah Cole. Macy Higley can't get to that one, and we are now tied at 23 here in set 3. Resurrection back to serve again for the Ramblers. Kimmy Zielinski, Cheyenne Cummings. Brooke Fantasia will send the free ball over. Sparrows again, that's going to be blocked. Kimmy Zielinski, Macy Higley. Sparrows again. And she gets the kill, 24-23 as we have reached match point for the Ramblers, 24-23. UNC needs a point to stay alive as we have a timeout, Union City. And I tell you, Colette Sparrows, the outside hitter for the Ramblers, they've got her really working that outside, and she's delivering lots of kills against the Bears. So it's 24-23. Ramblers lead here in set 3. We have reached match point. Union City needs a point to stay alive. And on the serve here is Cameron Resurrection for the Ramblers. Hannah Cole, Kimmy Zielinski, and Brooke Van Tassel there gets the kill, and Union City stays alive. It's 24-24. Brooke Van Tassel heads back to the service line. Nice serve from Brooke. Sparrows again. There's Brooke Van Tassel with it. Kimmy Zielinski, and that one goes out. 25-24, set point or match point again for the Ramblers. Back to serve is Colette Sparrows. Hannah Cole, Kimmy Zielinski, Kayla Mansell will send one over, and that goes out. Point for Cathedral Prep. And Cathedral Prep will take set 3, 26-24. So Cathedral Prep will get the win tonight in a 3-set sweep over Union City. They won set 1 25-22, set 2 25-14, and a very close set 3 26-24. Cathedral Prep improves to 5-4, 3-1 on the season, while Union City falls to 6-4, 1-3. We will be back tomorrow night for the Union City homecoming game and Wall of Achievement game against the Eisenhower Knights. Travis Mitchum will join me on the call for that, for varsity football action against Eisenhower on homecoming. So tune in for that. But that's going to be all for tonight. We probably will do an interview here once we end. We'll start a new broadcast and do a quick interview with one of the athletes, I'm guessing. I don't know who yet. But that's going to be it for this evening as Cathedral Prep gets the sweep. Thank you for watching, and good night, and go Bears.